episode of 2BadEggs. I'm your host, Mary.
I'm Vrenilee.
So today's theme is terrible mistake.
Yep.
Just like our opening.
Yes. Yes, just a series of terrible mistakes.
Alright, so, terrible mistake, that's a pretty, broad one.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, that was probably my fault. I think I picked that one.
I think I did.
No, I think I did it.
Oh, okay. Well, we can fight over it. I mean, okay, you did because it's too broad, so you picked it. That's fine. I'm okay with that. It was really hard to not go, really dark with this one and be like, my whole life has been a terrible mistake. Meh.
I'm holding off on the dark shit, but then, I don't even know what themes they would fit into, but I guess we'll find out in the future.
Post a cool dark theme so we can draw really cool, dark things, like skeletons and, blood. I guess we drew blood already, but, skeletons and...
We could do some more blood.
Yeah, and,
It'll probably still be period blood.
Suggest a theme that lets me draw something relating to Fall Out Boy.
Deal. Alright. So my terrible mistake... Oh, wait, did you want to start?
No, you go first. No, you go first.
Yeah, mine's...
I want to hear about...
I think yours might be better than mine.
I don't know. Well, I mean, they're both mistakes, so...
So, I think this was, my sophomore year.
Uh-huh.
It was at a point in my life where I had changed my name back to, my legal first name.
Mm-hmm.
For the first 20 years of my life, I had gone just by my middle name, and then... I turned 21, and I was like, I'm gonna dye my hair brown, and I'm gonna be called Mary, because that's my real name, and I'm an adult. So, I had stopped eating that year.
Oh, good.
I was going through, an anorexia phase that a lot of my teachers were noticing and very concerned about. I didn't notice. I thought that I was just blossoming into a beautiful young girl, when really I was dying horribly. I just looked sick all the time. But I thought I looked great.
Sounds like...
Because that's what anorexia does to you.
Sounds like junior year.
Yeah, basically. So... My sister who is 10 years older than me, my half-sister from my dad's previous marriage, we're not very close, but she invited me to her wedding, thankfully. Thank you, dear sister.
Yeah.
And I was a bridesmaid, and it was the first time I had, flown back home for anything in, a year and a half.
Uh-huh.
I didn't go home for Christmas that year. I never went home because I was too cool for Indiana and shit like that.
Yeah, and also, why would you go to Indiana?
Yeah, fuck it. I don't want to do that. So, I had dyed my hair. I was, a hot, new, sexy person. We were at the, official wedding rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, the first time I had seen a lot of my relatives in, 2 years, and no one recognized me. And
Great.
that was, it, filled my ego to the point of, flooding. It was such a day for me. I was that diva younger sister who had, was trying to turn the wedding day into a thing about her. And it's such a shitty thing. It's so shitty. I wasn't very hey, look at my titties, about it. I was just kind of yes, I'm in a sexy red dress, and I have sexy dark hair, and I'm a hot babe. Everyone look at me. But so, I, took great pleasure out of walking up to, an uncle or something, and saying, hey, how's it been? And then, I just took so much joy out of that, slight facial expression that they made where they did not recognize me.
Mm-hmm.
That just felt so good. Just those, 3 seconds of who the fuck are you, made my whole life.
Aww.
It was great. I loved it. And so I showed up to the wedding rehearsal, obviously with my dad, because I don't drive.
Yep.
And whatever. So I'm just, hanging out with my dad at the wedding rehearsal, and my aunt that I had known my whole life, not blood-related aunt, but still an aunt, comes up to my dad, and she, side-eyes me. And that's fine. At that point, I was still, getting pleasure out of nobody recognizing me, so I knew, okay, so my aunt doesn't recognize me, and that's awesome, that's great.
Yeah.
And then she just, but the thing is, she doesn't even try to, like, introduce herself to me.
Weird.
She just literally just assumed that she didn't know me, which is fine. But then she's just talking to my dad, who is directly next to me, and she's acknowledging my existence, but she refuses to talk at me.
Weird.
Like, she is excluding me from the conversation. Like, she's giving me cold shoulder, she's giving me shade. She's, like, treating me very strangely. And my dad doesn't realize this. He's just like, oh yeah. Not that he doesn't realize it, he's just kind of like...
A dad?
He's just a dad. And he doesn't really realize that she doesn't recognize
He's just a dad. Dads just don't get it.
He's just being, like, a dad. He's just being a weird dad. And eventually he, like, goes, like, yeah, like, Colleen, he still calls me Colleen, he's allowed to call me by my middle name, Colleen, like, hasn't been home in such a long time, and it's really great to have her back, and he, like, gestures towards me, and then she looks at me again, and it's, like, a full, like, solid 5 seconds of silence before she goes, oh my god, I thought you were your dad's new girlfriend.
Oh. Ew, 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 ew.
So, to be fair, my dad has, like, a new girlfriend every year.
Is she usually, like, 30 years younger than him?
No, not the ones that I've met.
Well, that's good.
So, I've only met the ones that are, like, I think the youngest was, maybe, like, 15 years younger than him.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the youngest was 15, and I was like, Mary.
15 years old.
Mary, you should maybe have a talk with your dad.
My dad is 65 now.
Oh, boy.
He's 66? No, 65. He's going to be 66. And my dad was still, like, in his, like, early 60s when this happened.
Oh,
so,
yikes.
Like, my dad has, my dad gets around, and I know this. It's just a thing that I have come to accept it from the age of 6.
That's just how he is.
So, apparently, my other relatives who I had not, like, gone up to yet had also been avoiding me because they had assumed that I was,
your dad's girlfriend.
My dad's escort or something.
Yeah. I went through the same phase. Like, I was on, like, a lot of, like, I don't know, was it Ritalin or Adderall? I was on something when I was, like, 21, and I stopped eating.
I was on Adderall at this point in time, too.
Yeah, I just stopped eating for, like, a year. It was also while I was doing, and I was doing my thesis, so I was just, like, too stressed out to eat, so I lost, like, 50 pounds. And it's, like, the skinniest I've ever been in my life.
Same.
Yeah, it was great for, like, a minute. I threw up all the time.
Yeah.
Yep, I felt like garbage. I was constantly just, like, a ball of stress. It was terrible. But I looked great, and I got compliments on my appearance all the time, even though I was dying.
Exactly, same. It was such a fucked up moment for me, too, because, like, I was addicted to Adderall. Like, I would have, like, it was bad. It was, like, the first time I'd ever been, like, addicted to anything.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. I was, like, I lost my mind. I was fucking off the wall, but, like, people kept asking me for my number and shit like that. So I was like, I'm doing something right.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But something right was also fucking killing me.
Yeah, and it's
terrible.
like, you know, like, I go to, like, family things, and people are never like, oh, what are you working on? Or like, oh, you know, like, I heard you, like, you know, did this recently. That's cool. They're always like, wow, you look great. Have you lost weight? And I'm like, could you ask me about, like, literally anything else in my life?
Please.
Like,
please.
oh, it's the worst. Well.
So that destroyed me for most of my college career, but let's hear about your terrible mistake.
Okay, so here's mine's,
your butt is so cute in the first panel.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like my butt. Okay, so the story starts, last year, in April.
At Unive.
At Universal Studios, in Florida. This was shot on location at Universal Studios in Florida. Okay, so I'm there on vacation with my again, then boyfriend Jesse. So this is maybe a month and a half after I broke my wrist. So I'd like gotten my cast off like 2 days before we left to go on vacation. So, you know, also, so we'd been dating at this point for maybe 3, maybe 4 months. So again, very new in this relationship. I'd already broken my wrist and told him that I loved him, which I then hoped he'd forgotten about and didn't say again for like 6 months. Yep, I just didn't say it again. I just pretended it never happened. And then he was like,
Fair.
yep, I 100% remember you saying that months later. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Good. Great.
That's so cute. I love that. It's a good origin story.
Yeah, that's the origin of vrenilee. Oh, the origin story of us is even worse, but we'll get into that later.
Oh,
so,
no. Yay!
So we're at the park, and I'm like, this is all fun. And, like, you know, we're going on all the Disney rides, but you know what I really want to do? And he's like, what? And I'm like, I want to go on a really big roller coaster.
Yeah!
Like, okay, because, you know, we'd been at Disney the whole time, and, like, the rides are fun and all, but, like,
but they're not
I am
big
a roller coaster
dangerous.
fanatic.
Same.
I love roller coasters.
Oh my god, Frenny, we
I've been
have to
to your
go on
point
all of
a
them.
couple of times. Yeah, well, I want to come out to visit you in California so we can go to, what is
Please.
the big Six Flags out there that has, like, the most coasters or something.
Oh, Frenny,
I
we
can't
have
remember
to.
what it's called. Yeah, I know. I love roller coasters. I took Jesse and his friend Johnny to Six Flags last summer, and by I took them, I mean I rode in the car with them because I don't drive.
Same.
But, so we went there, and I had this plan. I was like, okay, we're going to ride, like, all of these different ones. And halfway through the day, the two of them were like, I don't want to go on roller coasters anymore. I'm, like, sick. I don't feel good. I want to sit down. It's really hot. And I was just like, fuck you guys. Fuck both of you. We're going on all of these right now. And they're like, this one's too scary. And I was like, I cannot believe either one of you. You're monsters. You're ruining my life. I was so angry. So we're there, and we're like, he's like, I don't want to go on this one. It's like the only one with a line. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. We're going to go on this roller coaster because it's the first real roller coaster I've seen the whole time on vacation. And he's like, he says he's into roller coasters, but I don't believe him. He's like not as into them as I am.
Not as much
I'm like
as
a monster.
Yeah.
He likes Space Mountain.
Well, yeah.
That's his cup of tea.
He has a lot of fun
it's cute.
It's cute.
It's cute.
It's a fun ride.
He's like, yeah. It's a fun family ride.
It is.
But, you know, I want to go on an adult ride.
I want to almost die.
So, okay.
Ride.
Yeah. So I'm so excited about it, and, like, you know, they have little things next to the like, where you put, like, your bag and shit. So I'm like, okay, I'll put my shoes here so they don't fall off. I'll put my bag here. Okay, I got my phone in there. All right, good. I'm ready to go. I'm so excited. There's this big drop coming. It's coming up. And we go over the top, and the drop starts going, and I'm so excited, and I'm yelling, and then I feel my glasses come off my face, and I like, just start reaching my hand up by the time that I, like, realize what's going on, but, like, by that point, like, they're already gone. Like, I just sort of, like, see them fly away, like, in slow motion. Like, it must have been, like, a fraction of a second, but I'm just like, oh, there they go. And then we're just going along on the roller coaster, and the rest of the ride, I'm just like, this is a lot of fun. I'm fucked. I'm so fucked. So we get off the roller coaster, and I'm just kind of going, I get my stuff, and we're going, and I'm just kind of walking along behind him, and he, like, looks at me, and he's like, wait, where are your glasses? And I'm like, they fell off on the roller coaster. And he's like, wait, what? He's like, well, can you see? And I'm like, no. Without my glasses, I'm super blind. My vision is very bad. I am really nearsighted. Like, I'm like, I can't even recognize people's faces. Like, I'm completely helpless without my glasses. I'm literally Velma. I can't see anything. Okay, and this is, I believe this is Saturday. This might even be Friday. It's either Friday or Saturday of our vacation. We're not going back to New York until Tuesday.
Fuck! Oh
so we've got, like, a whole bunch of other shit planned. So this is, like, halfway through our vacation, I lose my glasses.
Oh my fucking god.
And so I spend the rest of my vacation using basically what I figured out I could do is I could take out my phone and I could, like, look through the camera of my phone, because if I hold the screen, like, right up to my face, that's in focus, and then I can see things that are far away in focus. But I have to literally walk around with my iPhone in front of my fucking face, just, like, looking through the camera at everything for the rest of the trip.
This is
So I look like a big nerd. Yep. So I look terrible. We, like, go to see fireworks. I can't see them. We go on one of those safari rides. Can't see them. And, like, everything at Disney World is, like, animatronics and shit that's, like, interactive. And I'm like, can't see none of it. I can't see a single fucking thing.
Oh, my fucking God.
Yep. Jesse had to, like, lead me around by the hand because I almost, like, walked into some water. I kept going really into the men's room.
Oh,
well, I think he really liked it.
Oh,
because, like,
definitely.
he
totally did.
I did all the planning. Like, I planned this whole trip. Like, to be fair, like, it was his family that, like, brought me along, but as soon as he told me we were going, I was like, I'm planning everything, and he was like, okay. So I planned, like, the whole itinerary, so I was always like, okay, we're going over here now, and then we're gonna go eat over here, and then we're going to this ride. Yep. So for the rest of the time, he got to be in charge and, like, lead me around by the hand, so I think he liked wearing the pants for a little bit.
That's
really It was very cute. Yeah, and he'd try to, like, read things for me. But yeah,
but
so the moral of the story is,
Jesse.
yeah, I think only once, but mostly he was good.
Okay.
He would just be like, here, sit down over here, I'm gonna go get us some ice cream, don't go anywhere. And I'd be like, okay, and then I'd be like, what's that over there? I can't see it, so I have to go walk over there, and then he'd come back and be like, where'd she go?
Oh,
this is our whole trip.
Yeah. No, that's the cutest
thing
really
I've
cute.
Ever
heard. Oh.
Yeah, so when I went to, like, now whenever I travel, especially if I'm going, like, I mean, if I'm in the country, it's not so bad, but, like, if I'm going far away or somewhere like that, like, I always bring an extra pair of glasses with me.
Probably a good
so,
idea.
do that.
Do that.
If you can. If you can get cheap glasses made. Fortunately, I get my glasses, like, online from this manufacturer in China. I've had the same frames for, like, 4 years now, and I've had, like, 6 different pairs of these glasses, and, like, the most expensive they've ever been has been, like, $50.
That's awesome!
You spend so much fucking money on glasses, yeah. It's this website called Zenni Optical. It's Zenni. Yo, Zenni Optical, hook me up. I'm plugging you on the show. You should sponsor us.
We're totally getting sponsored by Zenni Optical. Can you tell? We're not.
Yeah, but seriously, like, all you have to know is your prescription, and they'll send you your glasses in the mail, and you can, like, try them on online and shit. And I don't know. I get compliments on my glasses all the time. My glasses are my best feature.
Glasses. You're cute.
Yeah.
You're just cute.
They're big, giant green glasses.
They're so cute.
So,
I love
yeah.
them.
So that was a terrible mistake. And I felt so fucking stupid because, like, I've been on so many roller coasters before, and I usually always take my glasses off. But I think because I'd been at, like, Disney all week, and, like, all of those rides are, like, kind of, like, you know, little kid rides, I'd never even been, like, worried about my glasses coming off. And then I went on, like, an actual ride, and I was like, why did I think that they wouldn't fall off? That was really dumb of me. I'm very stupid.
So, the moral of this story is always keep an extra pair of glasses whenever you go on vacay.
Yep.
And
don't... And don't look too hot.
And don't look too hot in
or
front
someone
of your family.
will think you're dating your dad.
Yeah. Don't try to look cute in front of your family because, well... just don't. It's a bad idea.
It'll never work. And honestly, they remember, like, the time you peed yourself, you know, in front of all of them. So, like, you know, they'll never think you're cute.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, I figured out the best way to think for your family to think you're cool is, like, have, like, a job and not live in your mom's basement.
Yeah, it's a start. I think that's a good start.
I feel like that's, like, a pretty good way. I mean, at least that's my goal. I'm like, well, as long as I have a job and I don't live in my mom's basement, even though, haha, I don't have a job.
Yeah, same. I'm like, well, I got the not living in my mom's basement part, but I'm also barely living.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll have a job. Who knows? Maybe by the time this podcast goes up, I'll actually be employed.
That's a possibility. And leave a suggestion for a theme. Maybe you'll pick ramen noodles.
Yeah, for our next episode. What the fuck kind of theme is that?
We'll talk about
Oh
ramen
god,
noodles.
don't do that. No, please don't do that, though, because, like, as I've said before, I'm really broke, and I haven't eaten ramen in so long, and it'll make me so sad to think about all the beautiful bowls of ramen I've eaten that I can't have now. I'm gonna go make mac and cheese and like cry into it and dream that it's a beautiful bowl of ramen and just be really sad. This is ending on such a bleak note.
Yeah, we are. Alright. So we'll see you guys next
time.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.